Glory Manjula, equal access, no discrimination. Srinivas, sensitivity, interaction, mingling, common sense, equality, removal of barriers. So do we need to remove barriers for inclusion? Do we need to remove?
First we need to find what are those barriers.
Yes, we need to.
Reading comprehension.
BVI in reading comprehension, Pooja from IFLU, modulation, expression, punctuation, stretch, time, context. Athira, accuracy, accessibility, availability. Uma's answer for reading comprehension and BVI, clarity, pronouncing, patience, combined effort, quiet environment. Uma, what is quiet environment?
Sorry, that's the typo. Quiet.
Q-U-I-E-T.
Yes.
Okay. So it's okay, Q-U-I-E-T. Loknath, hardworking, interpretation, high consciousness, need focus, imagination. Concentrate. This is Siva's answer. Concentrate, mindset, thinking, ability, and conscious. So now we have enough answers. Now can we say that we have understood what is inclusion? Can we? If not in a broad way, at least we have understood that inclusion means including each and everyone, right?
Yes.
Can we begin with another task?
Yes.
We all are here in groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like yesterday, can we design tasks for the students in an inclusive classroom where there are BVI students? We will design tasks, at least 2 tasks from each group. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. For this, the time will be 20 minutes. Yes.
What Naji wants you to do is think of your classrooms, think of think that you're a teacher or a student in an inclusive English language classroom, and from the reading comprehension activity and from the past 1.5 days, whatever you have learned, whatever you have understood, on the basis of that, can you develop 2 tasks, 2 things that can be done in the English language classroom, okay, to teach English. So you can think as a student, because all of us have learnt English as a subject. We know what differences needs to be included into the classroom, how modifications happen, and how sensitive we have to be. Using everything in your head, whatever you've gathered in this 1.5 days, using that, you will have some B.Ed teachers, trainee teachers and practicing teachers within your group. With their help, think of any 2 tasks that you can do when you go back. All right? Using whatever you've learnt in these 2 days. Is that clear, or you have any doubts? Okay? So we are we already seated in groups, Najib?
Yes.
So please remain in your groups and design 2 tasks from whatever you have learned.
The groups are same like yesterday. You can also
We are going to participate in activity.
Okay.
We started writing up to it.
Okay, fine.
This is extra.
I should be there. Are you designing? Any group you want or here?
Punch it.
I think there are the writing there.
Circulating
Attention everyone, please mark your attendance. Ashish, please help them.
Okay.
Write their names. Done. Did you get the question?
This thing we were talking about.
Okay. Harshita, why aren't you participating in the task? Okay.
What is your name?
Just write the names. That's okay. Uma, are you discussing on the activity?
We are actually waiting for answers.
Okay.
What is your name? Right? Do you say? No. Okay, come. Someone. Okay.
I've been around him.
Okay.
ఇప్పుడు సింపుల్ క్వశ్చన్ నీకు మీ క్లాస్లో 2 యాక్టివిటీస్ చేయాలంటే ఇంక్లూజన్ పెంచడానికి బేసిక్గా ఈ డివిఐ అండ్ సైటెడ్ గుడ్ థింగ్ ఓకే సో హీ వాంట్స్ టు గైడ్ ఫర్ నార్మల్ స్టూడెంట్స్ నాట్ నార్మల్
somebody from the group. Just give the lapel mic to them.
Okay, okay. So, what are the discussions that are going on? You just need to speak. It's fine.
So he is having a good idea that if they come up with an idea that there might be a story in the poem, they can play in their the particular group have to play that story, act just like which is happening in the poem. This is also a good idea. But
maybe if it comes to prose, any short story or something like that, we can employ this thing over there, right? Like this role play thing and all. But how accurate will this be in a classroom? Because they might not know where the other people are standing or when they have to act.
okay.
So as far as I was saying, if it's a poetry, we can play it, a recorded thing at first. They can interpret, like we can get their interpretation at first, and then the teacher can tell later on.
ఇవన్నీ రాసి వాళ్ళు పిలిచినప్పుడు చెప్పాలి. ఇవన్నీ రాసి చెప్పాలి.
ఇంకా ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి? మళ్ళీ ఎత్తుకొని వస్తాం బాగా.
మళ్ళీ వెతుక్కొని వస్తారంట. నెక్స్ట్
What should I say? Okay, preparing. Okay, listen. Preparing a model of a situation, second, where after preparing a situation, you would ask them to tell about them. Okay, where then they, by this way they can learn. They can learn the grammatical formation or sentence. They will get opportunity to talk to you, and they will feel free to talk about you also, and it would be more natural to them also, right? So I think it is the more and best appropriate way to teach them, BBI student in a classroom.
No. Do you have? And another thing is, if we give them a situation and say them to have a conversation between friends, either it may be about festivals or it may be about New Year events like that, then also they can wash out their fears on the stage.
Actually, first
they
we have to understand where they have interest. Okay, if we something and we give to them, or though they are not, mostly what happened, they are trying to, listen. They are trying to understand it as like, visual people. Okay, how the those who have the eyesight, what they are, getting interest. They are also trying to getting the interest like that, right? So for that, I think we have to hear what she, proposed. It is not my idea. You have given such a wonderful idea.
You have already said that. Same only. We have to see all English or general English or everything. We have a setup, even for short story or poem or prose, anything. So instead of giving them a little bit of thing like a little property or little animal, we can make it as a model so that they can understand the whole landscape. In that, where is the hero? Where is
they feel it very easy to learn.
While giving presentation or while giving instruction on them, we should have to provide them the toys also. Like that, if you are you are talking about a flower. Okay, at that time you should give them.
I don't want that.
Okay. Listen, you have to give them the sample of that as like toys, okay, so that they could understand. As like, for example, you are talking about the elephant, okay. So how the shape of the animal, if you give the toys them, they could, by touching it, they can understand that. They can imagine, make a frame on their, mind that, elephant like that, okay. So after that you should talk, tell them to narrate a story or talk about something elephant. So this is the best way to teach them.
So this is the model which you are saying is just now that Deepa madam shows.
Of
some
course.
Toys and everything.
I'm really appreciable. I am appreciating Deepa ma'am, what the way she proposed to teach them.
Very good. Do you want to say something? ఏదైనా చెప్పాలా? చెప్ప ఇంగ్లీష్లో.
ఇంగ్లీష్లోనా?
ఐడియా చెప్పు.
చెప్పాను, నాకు అదే గుర్తొచ్చు, ఇంకా ఆలోచిస్తున్నాను.
అచ్చా,
అదే గుర్తు.
విల్ గివ్ టు దెమ్ పాస్.
but actually this idea is good, but it would be more inclusive if you ask. What? If you ask their friends to do that. For example, if you team up a couple of guys or more than, I mean, depending on the class strength, maybe if you do it in that way, say,
Impaired.
What?
No, like peers.
Peers, yeah. So instead of you bringing all those cot and bed or something like that, if you ask them to bring it and explain to their friends, childhood say, they'll have that inclusion, right? I mean, I always think schools or classrooms are the biggest laboratories, right? So you can be experimenting with them, and that is where you can teach them what is inclusion, right?
Yeah.
So instead of you struggling again, number one, lesson plan, number two, picking up these things for tomorrow. If you ask their peer students to bring what is bed and what is ball, something like that.
Yeah, and from that they come up with adjectives or whatever, right? And
Yes.
the emotional adjectives can be done through like I said, sounds or.
Actually, that is basically. I mean, they don't need to be told what is happy, right? So I was just kidding. So this is a good idea. It sounds really good. I mean, both on the teacher's perspective and student perspective as well.
That's one task, and you come up with the next task.
So you're done, no? No, you shouldn't escape.
Just continue the discussion. We brought the microphone here, so since it's going on live, you just continue the discussion.
Okay. So your hands could be the two roads, and one is more green and the most preferred one, and people usually take that, and that could be similar to the path that is most chosen, and that is most likely to be chosen by most of the people. And with the other hand, I would show that this one is the most less traveled one. People don't take that. It is very.
We can describe the color yellow and green. We can green is very lively color. When you get people, you feel fresh, energetic. So they can understand what does the color green look like? Like it is the color of nature, plants, and all that. Even the examples. Yeah. So they can imagine the green color like how, and then yellow also. So yellow like in some auspicious situation, like in auspicious occasion, we wear the yellow clothes and all. So we can describe like that. Like what is the color yellow? What is the day-to-day life we use? How we wear color? Like we can, then we can go according to the context also. Like in Hindu community, we wear yellow and all for marriages and all. Okay, but for if mourning is there, something is there, so we prefer white clothes. So like that also we can describe colors. Then Western context, if we think about, so we can describe like in Western context, white, when marriages and all take place, they prefer white color, and then so they can when they are reading this poem, so not only green and yellow but others color also they will get to know, and they can understand like okay, what does color look like, important, like how color, like how context to context it differs, like culture and all. So that also they can understand, I think.
Traffic lights examples also.
Yeah, traffic light examples also.
Red is there.
You have to stop.
Like that, like. It's not like we are talking bad about red, but just indicator.
Yeah.
That's the way we can.
Like how day to day use like color, like it has a different role. Even red color has a different role in day to day. Even if it is marriage, then yeah, it is something considered as auspicious.
Okay, are we done here? Are we ready? So can I request one after each group to come over, or maybe we will come to you and explain what you have done and why you have done that, and also simultaneously post it on the group for those people who are not able to come here because of various reasons, so that they also get to know what's happening. So is that all right? So is it convenient if I come to your group? Can I begin from my left extreme, from this group? Are you ready? Yes or no? You got to make some sound.
We got one task.
Only one task. Okay, that. Okay, this group, how many tasks you have? 2 you've got. The third one? One group, one task. And the fourth group? All right. Uma, I'm just passing over the mic to you. Can you just brief us on what? Here. This is a column mic. You got to fix it.
This would do like I'll just hold it.
All right. Tell us what discussions went on in your group. Summarize what happened, and tell us what you did and what you came up with and why.
Okay.
Too many questions.
Yeah. But there's only one answer. Actually, see, we talked about a lot of things. One of our guys suggested that we would team up BVIs and citeds and.
You need to speak up a little because the room is.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that is.
There's no way of knowing it, right?
Mic. Or you have a loud voice.
I do, but I'm not sure.
You are. Yeah. You speak in both mics, please.
Yes.
Ashish will help you. Speak into both mics. Yeah.
We are into a lot of discussions. One of our guys suggested that we would team up BVIs and citeds and give them something like missing letters or other sort of comprehensions in a process like where they will get to know about each other and work as a team so that they'll have that interaction thing. So, but coming to the task, this is essentially given by Priya. For example, we in childhood we talk about a lot of things, right? Lot of material things and nouns and all. So what Priya thinks and what this group thinks is if we can give a task to students, their peer groups who are sighted, to get those things. For example, if we are talking about a bed or a ball or something like that, if we give this task to those students to get those items in a miniature models and explain those things to their peer BVI students, by that the interaction part will be really done well, and eventually they'll know how those BVI students learn, how those BVI students understand things by their touch and all. So if this task can be given by a teacher to their students, that will be a really good start for the inclusion in a long process.
Okay. Is that all? Or do you
as
have
of now.
something else to
That's
add?
all as of
Anybody from the team wants to add something?
Priya?
No, I don't. No? Okay. Can I take this to the
Yes,
next group? Are you sure you don't have anything to add?
Maybe later.
Yeah, bolo, to kya hai?
No, maybe later.
Later, okay. This group number 2, who is going to speak? Yeah, both mics, please.
Good afternoon to all, ma'am. Actually, we are thinking that we talked about you will prepare preparing a model situation, okay, like a natural situation scenario, okay. After that, we'll give, like you also said that we'll give the toys there to them, okay, how it is all about. Then if we propose in front of them and if we ask them to talk about him, then I think it will be more fruitful for them also to talk about it. After then, if we make a conversation between them, okay, if you try to make them conversation, then it will be more helpful for them also. So we are thinking for that. It is better to teach them
Teach them
through preparing a situation, okay? Natural situation, okay? So it's a wonderful method, I think so, to teach them in a BBI classroom.
Okay.
And there will be some ABCDs. The toy will be there, right, madam? A, B, C, D.
Okay.
The toys.
Why
if we put so many ABCDs till Z, if we say them to prepare a word or to make a word with that.
ABCD? Because ABCD they don't understand. They have their own braille ABCDs. Am I correct, Raghu? See, that's why you should focus. Then because we are speaking for you, right?
Madam, no.
Wait 1 second. Let me summarize what this group is telling us. He says he will bring models of ABCDs up to Z and then give them to you and then make you learn ABCD and make you spell words. Will that work for you? So that is why you should listen. Can they respond? Just a second, so that you understand from their perspective. Because you and I are sighted people, we cannot make decisions for them. So that is why I'm handing over so that they respond. So don't take any offense of it. We are only trying to understand.
Can I just talk?
Yes, here, into the mic, both.
Hey, hi. So the model you're talking about was.
Listen.
Can I?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So the model you're talking about was adopted by several blind schools and other institutions which are working with visually impaired somewhere before 1800s.
Okay.
So then there was a
How behind we are, 1 second, OMA Shanker.
Yeah.
He did not know that we are this behind. Did you know? I didn't know. So he also didn't know. Good. So what do you suggest?
I mean, I would actually see, and even say if we are taking this thing, what we look for is a model which would primarily concentrate on promoting the inclusiveness.
Okay.
Say in every step of our life we'll have different levels of understanding.
Right.
So based on that understanding, how better we can build up a model which would tell them what inclusion is and what they should do about it. So for example, say we are talking about this ABC thing. Yes, that sounds really great, but how would it help you in going forward in the process of inclusion? So that's the basic question.
Okay, that is a question that they have. Do you want to respond to that?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you don't want to respond to that. Your team member, but think about it. Yes.
Good afternoon. Actually, when Arshita was talking, she was telling us that she was interested in nature,
Right.
and you showed her the nature.
Yes.
Not
Not all of nature, maybe some twigs, some flowers, kuti.
Yes. And when we are learning general English, we do have short stories and all these poems and everything, which is situated in some landscape. So I propose that we should make a modeling, like clay modeling or things like that.
Right.
So they can touch all the landscape.
Right.
So which they can't see actually. If
Right.
they want to see the mountains and all the rivers,
Right.
which we can see and which they can't see but they can feel it.
Right.
So we can show that landscape in the model. I think that when the PPT is shown for us, it is to kindle our interest and also keep us in a focus. So if you show that modeling to them, it might also kindle their interest on the studies or like that. Thank you.
See, may I add a few things that I discovered while I was teaching them. So, I am a trained educationist. I have done my master's in education and I have my teaching experience right from KG to PhD. So, I know the usage of teaching aids and I know phonic words and sight words and all of that because I've taught at all levels. And in my mind, as a teacher, I thought I left my teaching aids behind at school level. But when I came into this classroom and I realized that my BVI friends who are here who cannot access a flower that's outside, so can I bring in some teaching aids into the classroom? And in general, higher education classrooms are not required to have teaching aids. For them, it's only technology, maybe a PowerPoint presentation, maybe an audio, video kind of stuff. This kind of, teaching aids with props, actually, the kind that I showed you earlier, would essentially, in our minds, function at the primary school level.
Yes.
Right? But since I had that experience, I thought, why not experiment? So the creative juices inside of me flowed, and I brought it to the classroom, and it was a great discovery, moment of happiness for me, because even the sighted and the non-sighted equally enjoyed working with the properties. And these teaching aids, the fear of speech, the fear of not knowing language, all kinds of issues that they had, immediately dropped and dissolved. Sighted or non-sighted, it doesn't matter. I would just ask a student of mine to confirm whether I have understood it right. Because I shouldn't, say this is what I thought. I would like somebody else to confirm whether I have understood it right.
The activity with toys, is like we enjoyed very much differently from all other activities.
He's a sighted person, by the way.
Mainly, madam used to bring so many things daily to class. For example, madam once bring a grass that we can't even observe when we are going. But we, by touching that, we can identify the differences when we are seeing and when we are touching and observing. And also, the thing is, with the toys activity, we almost all went to the stage and performed activities with all members. There is no problem of language in the classroom mainly with the type of activities. Madam doesn't teach like today it is about adjective to see, tomorrow it is about conjunctions. Not like that. We didn't even know what we learned up to the end of the class on that day. That is my opinion.
Yes. This is Lokanath. He's also a sighted person. Part of my class.
Yeah, when we were working with these props, actually we were given this prop. First we thought it as camel.
Can we zoom this, please? Yeah.
First we thought it was a camel, like by seeing the color and by seeing the out body. Then one of my BVA friend Harshita, she asked like how many ears do camel has? Like we didn't see the small ears which are like covered in this large ears. She was like finding out like how many ears does camel has? She asked like whether it has 4. I was like no, only 2. Then how is it camel? It has 4 ears. Then we checked. Oh, these are not ears. These are the horns. Then we got to know this is a deer or some reindeer. So then we found out like we missed lot of things while we'll ignore lot of things while seeing. So the observation, the neatness, like BV people like they observed more than we thought that when we were doing this.
Your friend also wants to add. You want to add about the props, these activities? And I remember you saying when you were blindfolded and given some twigs to observe and all that. Would you want to talk about that?
Yes, I would.
Both mics together. Huh.
So the activity which I was given to perform was actually quite amusing. So this is the first time actually kind of put in the shoes of a BVI student, and when we actually were told to perform with the twigs. So my perception of this these grasses, long grass which we see every single day when you pass to the university, was a different perception I had. I could notice other features of the thickness to even like the texture, to all other factors which I never thought so of before of what I would have seen. I would just see the color green and purple. So, and regarding the puppet activity which we had conducted, that made me realize that the basic concepts, just like what is a cloud, what is so what is a cloud, to even what is a rainbow, which we take for granted, just because of a sight, the gift of sight which we have, we take it for granted to these small little basic concepts. And I realized that they hadn't even seen what a cloud is. They haven't seen, the beautiful rainbow after. So we had to explain them the puppets, what they were. And by the help of the senses of touch, we actually would tried our best to explain them. But as you said, no one can really understand when what they're actually, did they fully understand or not. But as I said, our efforts are always there to help them out. And I think that experience was, I would say, a privilege for me to actually able to understand another person's perspective.
Thank you. Can we move on to the next group? What do you have to say? Who's going to? Yeah, these two mics and this.
This is Anusha. So from our group, if the teacher wants to teach in the English language class a poem or a story, rather than the teacher just reading it out, he or she could bring the text in an audio form and play it in the classroom. so that the BVI students and the keeping in mind that there is only BVI students, not any other
disability.
Disabled children students in the classroom. So not just for the BVI students, everyone can listen to that, and the teacher could divide the students into groups, inclusive group, and ask them to interpret the poem. Because it can be interpreted in so many ways.
Right.
So and the teacher can ask what they understood from. That's one task we prepared.
You have a point to add. Yes. You belong to every group. Good. No. Oh, you are in this group. Fine. Go ahead.
With this activity which we told, it will be like giving first-hand experience to all at once.
Right.
Not like first to sighted people by reading, after that by listening. So it will be useful. It will be inclusive. It is an inclusive method, I think, as of my opinion.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any responses from group? Any group? If you have any point to add, anything to say, just lift your hand. The mics will come to you. And if the mics don't come, you just shout and it will automatically come to you. All right? Yes, I expected that from you. I like OMA Shanker for being so vocal. That's how you're supposed to be. The mic is coming to you.
Mic.
I really appreciate your, the thought process that you guys have been doing. I just have a doubt. So now that we are talking about inclusion and a 2-day workshop, so see, yes, you guys have to. Can I have some attention? Yeah. So you guys have to be a little more sensitive. You guys have to do a lot of things for us, and yes, everything is accepted, and we want that, no denies. But what I want to know is, see, in this process, as we grow, we see a lot of things, we talk to a lot of people, we gain a lot of experiences. So you guys may have some doubts, you guys may have some problems, some impediments which are stopping you from being involved, being included with us. So what are those problems? What are those small doubts and some ignorant points that you guys want to know, and you guys want to be, if you guys want to be more involved and included, what are those things, what are those hurdles which are stopping you guys from being inclusive and being, you guys from including us? So I want to know more about this, because what we call as idea generation, because I want more ideas to be generated in that space, because 2 days workshop we have been doing on the sensitization and all, but yes, but please don't deny that you don't have no problems, nothing. That is only the attitude must change, empathy must come. All these things we've been listening since a lot of years. But I want to see that genuine problems that you guys have in interacting with us and including us into you.
Okay, yes, your own team member wants to go.
So let me introduce myself. So I am Ashish Singh and I am friend. So why I am introducing myself? There is a reason. I am friend of Syed Ashish, and Ashish is friend of OMA Shanker. So from Syed Ashish I came to know about OMA long before coming to this workshop. So my question which I could not ask to Syed Ashish, I am asking to OMA is, many times I see that whenever I am going with Syed Ashish to see for coffee, for tea, roaming around campus, many times I see that after talking a lot, he sometimes, without giving any gesture to me, he just stops and he just remains silent. So I just wanted to know what can be the reason, and many times I just hesitate to ask why you are silent, because I think that if I ask, then he might think that, okay, so can you please?
No, I'll tell you.
Okay.
When basically you guys interact with each other, no?
Yeah.
Some head nods and handshakes would do. But if we are talking to you, you should at least acknowledge that you are listening. Something bolke.
Yeah.
So if you're not doing that, we will like, Arey, this guy is not listening, and we'll stop talking.
No, not. Yeah, I think that is not the reason. I mean, I'm always kind of nodding person. I always say, yes, yes, no, why, what, how. But many times I see that, I mean, the very great conversation is going on, and all of a sudden, Syed Assis stops and he doesn't respond. So I'm always want.
Let's not talk about individuals.
Okay,
let's not
sorry.
take names of people. That's not allowed.
Oh.
And particularly in their absence.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's not
Sorry.
do that. That's not an ethical.
Sorry.
Okay. So probably this idea generation, OMA Shanker, we will take it further, but may not be possible right now. So does anyone want to respond to what OMA Shanker has to say? No? Then I would respond to your query, OMA Shanker. From my experience of dealing with BVI, because that's the only disability that I have closely worked with, I would say. So certain observations that I have, I'm just going to be honest about it and just let you know. And if I'm wrong somewhere, you have every right to correct me. Is that all right? Okay. So first thing that I have learned and that I usually do whenever I interact with BVI is that I try to find out what is it that works for you, instead of deciding for you. And I arrived at this conclusion because my earlier students helped me with this. When I went shopping for them, I wanted to go and buy braille slates. I bought a set of braille slates where I thought it was a fantastic set of braille slates, and I was so proud of it. I brought it back. They just threw it at my face and said, "Ma'am, this doesn't work for us." I told them, "See, this is a wonderful slate. It's made of this, it's made of that." They said, "Ma'am, you do not know the basics of braille, so this is what is the problem." I still did not get the problem. So I said, "Okay, fine, I'll take you there. You tell me which braille slate works." So they taught me the braille slate that is convenient to them. So this was a learning experience for me. So that was a good learning experience for me. So from then on, I decided I'm not going to decide anything for you guys. I may come up with an idea, but then I always come back and check with you to find out if this can work. Is this all right? I use that as a tagline in every class that I be with, sighted, non-sighted, because I would like to know what your preference is, instead of deciding on your behalf based on the authority of being the teacher of the class. I realize that I have no authority. All of us are individuals in this room, and if it is all right, I must check with you before assuming that it is all right for me. So those of you who are planning to become teachers, this is a learning point that you can take forward. And now on the flip side, what I would say is that though I try to take baby steps as a sighted person, we also require a little bit of appreciation from you guys, instead of shooting us down and saying, "No, this doesn't work and that doesn't work." And so it pains us too. We are also human beings just like you see. We also have feelings. So please consider that, and please give us encouragement to work more in your field. So this is on the flip side of, because I'm being honest about it. So let's have honesty in this room right now. So I'm taking this mic to the next group. Which is the next group? Next group. This group. Okay. Lakshmi Narayana's group. 1 second. Let the camera come. You hold on to this one and this mic. 2 mics are there. Yeah, you're good. Go. I treat you. Come on. Yes, we discuss.
You the first to explain. Because proposals
there
and
are
all
2
actually
mics. You have to speak to both. Yes.
She's going to explain me, ma'am.
Okay. First
I'm a
about
student,
the task.
she's going to teach her.
Okay. This about the task that we did?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
yes.
Like if I'm going to teach
Can you be a bit louder? Guys, I need you to focus, please. Yes.
Like if I'm going to teach a poem, suppose daffodils. So first I will give the soft copy, provide the soft copy, and braille also, like whichever medium they are comfortable in. And then like audio can be played in the classroom of daffodils. And then like the first 2 lines I would like to explain. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills. So like cloud, I can go to the visually impaired BVI students, and I can, like using his fingers, I can give the shape like, oh, this is how the cloud looks like. This is a cloud. So and then I can bring the daffodil flower also. Like if not in
daffodil flower in India,
like not really, then I can make with the paper and all, and I'll bring it to the class.
Okay.
So, like, I'm a good craft, like, I know craft and art, so I can make and I can bring it to the class. So then, like it is saying that floats on high over vales and hills. So floats, how water floats like this and this, so I can make them, then vales like hills can be like this, so I can make them imagine, like this is the hill, so cloud is floating like that. So this is task 1, then task 2, Seetal will explain. Yeah.
About the task 2, we thought of teaching grammar, preposition, and under preposition of place. So we can take the hand of the BVI student and then okay. So we can place it on the table and then say your hand is on the table. So it's on the table, and afterwards we can place his hand inside the table, under the table, and then say your hand is under the table, and his play, we can take his hand inside the box and say your hand is inside the box. So likewise we can make them understand preposition of place.
Right.
So
he wants to speak. Give it to him. There are 2 mics, Lakshmana. I want to speak it.
Okay. So I'm very thankful to my 2 of my teachers. I'm happy student. They nicely explained me. They touched my hand and they showed every action while they teaching. I'm the happiest student. Thank you, both of you.
You're just a student. Oh, that's nice. Okay, just to add to what this group said, I'm happy that you came up with such ideas, because in my class when I was teaching, this is an experience that I want to share with you. We had a reading comprehension passage where we were talking about clouds and rain and stuff like that. Rain people had experienced, but clouds we did not know how to show them, because the rain-bearing clouds and the non-rain-bearing clouds, there's a difference. Because one is white in color and the other is dark gray, or I don't know how to describe it. I can only say rain-bearing cloud color, for the want of another proper word. So I did not know how to explain the clouds floating. So I left it to my team members in the class, my students, and I asked them to take this as a problem, and you go back, this is a homework for you. You go back to your hostel rooms or homes or whatever and think of how to make clouds accessible to them. And that was one session where they came back with various ideas, where they brought cotton, where they took, because I think those girls are not here, Imli Sen and others, they've just gone out for tea or whatever. They also took the students near the AC that's there at the back of this room, just to show that when clouds pass through you, it's going to leave a cold temperature over you, right? Those of us sighted people, we know that clouds are approaching, mist is approaching, and suddenly there's a drop in temperature and then it moves away. So they activated the tactility sense, they activated the temperature sense in the body, and they took them near the AC and they said, when cloud passes through you, this is how you're going to feel. When the cloud has passed over you, they just pull the BVI students away from the AC, and this is how you're going to feel. And they came up with various ideas. Some of them brought cotton and soaked it in water, and they said, this is how it's going to be. We kind of generated ideas. I'm glad that we started to think of different ways of making things accessible to them. Instead of saying, okay, they're not going to understand anyway, they're not going to see, why do I care, what do I do, why should I do? Instead of that, some effort is happening, and I'm happy with that. And many people are talking about, okay, we have given them computers, we have given them that, but none can replace a teacher who is creative, a teacher who is empathetic, a teacher who wants to do. So those of you who wish to teach, and those of you who wish to work, and those of you who wish to be a human being, please consider these things. Not just for the BVI, but for any kind of a disability. Like what I said earlier, the way we began, for us to become them takes less than 10 seconds. Let us always remember that. Let us always remember that and never forget. It's not sympathy that we are showing them, it's none of those things. They are part of us, they are with us, we are with them. That's all. And we need to open up communication channels. It's just like one person speaking Hindi and another person speaking Malayalam. That's it. We just speak different languages. How do we get along? We are not different. We are different individuals. That's a different thing. But disabilities do not make them special, like how some of my friends pointed out. It's not that. Would you consider a person who speaks Malayalam special over a person who speaks Sanskrit? It's just a language. It's just the way we communicate. We communicate through words. We communicate through PowerPoint. They communicate through something else. That's all is what it is. So let's not over-exaggerate, under-exaggerate, or do any of those things. Look at it at face value. Open up communication channels. This is all what I want to say. And I would want you to quickly respond in your WhatsApp group, because after this session, we're going to go break for tea, and then we'll have the valedictory where you can collect your certificates. So before that, I want you to quickly note your responses on the 2-day workshop in your WhatsApp group, please. Right? Anyone wants to add something, observation, anything? No? Just hit the WhatsApp group and respond, please. Yes, you want to add. Sorry, you were behind me, I didn't see you. Okay. Yes. Lakshmi Narayan wants to say something. Yes.
So, just now she showed me how a cloud, like some shape she could show with her hand. But earlier I was imagining cloud is like a box and floating on the like in the air. So, but now she showed me with her fingers, with my fingers only. She adjusted, and now I understood different shape. Yeah, it's like different lines. Clouds are in different lines.
That's nice.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Lakshmi Narayan. Yeah, one more. Can somebody come and pick the mic from me, please?
For OMA,
talking about this, talking about these things, explaining how a cloud look like and other things. So just a hope for the future. There is something called 3D printing coming up. It's already there, but maybe in the next couple of years we'll have a very affordable 3D printing. So hopefully teachers who are going to become people who are going to become teachers in next 2-3 years will have a lot more teaching aids for them to teach their BVI students in a more effective manner. That's all. Thank you.
I think that I said go and get the attendance sheet.
No one wants. Done. Okay, I'm keeping it.
It's coming.
Nazi, whose phone is this? Do we have another charger? Frames. Oh, you put it. It's in red.
Session 2 and start.
Is everything arranged? What is this? This one? Donuts? This one? What comes in? Everything. Students participation for extra.
ఏమో తతంగాలు పడుతున్నారు చేయండి
Excuse me, just now we talked about the props thing which we did in our class. Like if anybody are interested who are not part of our class, who are not part of our props thing, now we have some 15 minutes of time. Like both, we need both VVI and sighted people. who can recreate, or you can create a story out of using those props, and you can recreate the what we did in our class. But who didn't take part in our class? Like any interested people, like want to experience some new things. Did you play puppet in your kindergarten? Now you have to play. Like who are interested? Can you please come?
There's also one small activity that we can do. Somebody who wants to experience, you've been sitting in this room for 2 days, right? I have about 4 blindfolds and a few sticks over here. Alright, if you want to experience, you can take a look at your room, come here, and OMA Shanker, can I just call you forward? Come to me. And OMA Shanker can blindfold you and help you. And you need to come up and stay here and go back to your place. Can you do that? Yeah, and you these are things I don't know how to do. And Local has these blindfolds. So we have about 4 blindfolds and we have some sticks. So I need volunteers, please come. 4 people first. 4 people. 4 people.
Like we got 3 volunteers. Like can we get one lady volunteer, gender volunteer? No. So what is supposed to?
What is that they? I know me here. You ask them to go back and sit in their place. You take them around. You ask them to, go out. You do whatever you want with them. No, it's up. This, you know your place around. Right. No cheating. Okay. No cheating. Who are these 2? Oh, you want me to speak to this? You want me to speak to this? Okay, what we are doing right now is that we are trying to give them an experience of what it is to be like in a classroom situation like this without sight. So they've been sitting in this room for 2 days now, and they think they know their place, they think they know their way around. And now with one person helping them, we are just going to disorient them by changing their directions.
We'll start from the main door?
Yeah, okay. No, not from the main gate, inside the classroom. So we are just going to disorient them. I'm going to disorient them and try and find out whether they're going to go back and sit in their place. But be very careful. Disclaimer, we are not responsible for any problem, any mechanical injury. You came here on your own as a volunteer, so no legal claims accepted later on. Is that acceptable? Volunteer means this is what it is. And you still have 5 minutes to drop out of this experiment.
I have 2 more sticks.
Okay, yeah, you have 2 more sticks. Okay. No, we have a lot more. But first, let us do this one round. Okay, wait, I'm going to disorient you. You think you're going to, you turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around. Yeah. Go. Go back to your place. Go back to your place. Go back to your place.
It's more like
wait.
Is there a studio?
Wait. Yeah, please be careful. Don't hit others. Go back to your place. No cheating. Go back to your place. Yes, all of you can start together. Why are you standing? Yeah, okay. I need you to disorient. Wait. Yeah, some more. This side, that side. Here. Okay, here. There. Now go. Go back to your seats.
Yeah, beat little bit slowly.
Yeah. Go back to your place. I'm standing right beside you. can't go in there. Yeah. Yeah, go. Go back to your place. Oh, you're whistling. Yeah, they know that. Now they understand us, right?
Yeah.
And people are talking about so many things. They can't even get back to their seats.
No, before this, we need to teach how to use this stick.
No, you don't need to teach them.
Learning the tricks of survival.
అది చెప్పకూడదు మనం. బతకని అది కరెక్ట్. Hey, don't say anything. No help. No help. Go, నీ సీట్కి నువ్వు వెళ్ళిపో అంతే. You get back to your seat from where you came. Where did you come from? Hey, don't disturb them. Wait. Being naughty fellow. Keep quiet. Halar pilad. No entry.
It's blocked, bro.
Yeah, this is blocked.
Let's just leave them and let's go for a tea.
No, wait. Tea should arrive. Wait. Tea is on its way.
No, I want them to be alone. Feel bad.
Oh, you criminal naughty fellow.
Yeah, I am.
I know. See what he says? He says we'll all escape from the room and leave these fellows in the room and quietly walk out and finish tea and come back.
A comfortable room will turn into a labyrinth of...
Did you come back to your place?
Yes, ma'am. This is my place.
Are you sure?
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Third bench.
Okay, one person has reached. Maybe you can quietly sit down. 2 people have reached. You quietly sit down. Yeah, sit down. Sit down in your place. అబ్బా భలే పట్టుకున్నావయ్యా.
నేనా మేడం?
నువ్వు కాదు, నీ వెనకాల ఉన్నాడు. ఓకే, you also reached. Now who told you to remove your blindfold? There's one person who's completely lost. We are not going to help you. Come. Completely lost. Hey, wait, no, అడ్డం వస్తున్న కెమెరా కొండు. Okay. Okay, let's see where you reach. Whether you reach today, by today. Which row is this? How far away is it from your sitting place?
You're asking me?
Yes.
I don't know, ma'am.
Okay, she doesn't know. Poor thing. Okay.
మన సిఎస్లో స్పీకర్స్ అవన్నీ కూడా ఏంటంటే చాలా ఎక్కువ వస్తుంది.
ఓకే, you don't want to try? Huh?
No, that's fine.
Why? I am such an introverted person. Come on, open up.
Next to me.
Hey, no help. Cheating. Cheating.
Recognizing my voice.
Sorry, madam.
No, recognizing voice is not cheating.
No, madam.
Right, okay, wait. We finally found.
Okay.
Wow. Yay! All of them reached their place. Wait. Don't remove. Wear it back. Wear it back. Tight. Has the tea arrived? Yeah? Now with your blindfold, without anybody's help, we'll go out and have tea. Is that all right?
All right, we'll try, madam.
Okay, you try, but like I said, no legal claims allowed later. You're doing this on your own accord. Any mechanical injury to person, body or mind is not my purview. You're doing it voluntarily. Thank you very much.
TNC.
Yeah, TNC apply. Hey, idigo, ఏం చేస్తావు? ఆఫ్ చేయాలా, ఆన్ చేయాలా? Come back.
We'll get the live streaming. Should be at least 1 hour. This started like 15 minutes ago. So we need another, at least another half an hour. Don. Check.
First we'll give certificate, then photo. Is that fine? First I will call Apaswami sir.
Yes.
Welcome back. Good evening everyone. Now we begin with the certificate distribution session. I would like to call Dr. Zasti Appaswamy, Assistant Professor, Center for English Language Studies, University of Hyderabad, to give the certificates first to the volunteers. Look at the list of volunteers. Give to Appaswamy sir, volunteers list. List of volunteers.
Certificates to the volunteers first, because without my team, who just gathered on their own, because I did not, give them. I did not order them to come. I did not do any of that. I said, if you have a heart, you must come and help. So they have come and proven to us. I'm sure over these 2 days they have been with us doing so many different kinds of things.
Abhiras.
So I want to appreciate them first and then go to the delegation.
Abhiras. Okay. From Department of Mass Communication, Abhiras P.
Not here, okay.
Balakrishna K.
Or they, okay.
P. Sai Charan. Don Moses Silvery.
Yes. So if we look good on camera, it's because of this team. This has been a wonderful team, and I'm so happy we put on record our appreciation for your selfless hard work. All right, and thank you so much.
Soumya Reddy, Z. Suresh, Aditya S. Mariam Chaudhary. Okay, Aditya Chaudhary. It's not like that. Loknath, come here. Loknath. Ananya Mukhopadhyay. Okay. Then Loknath.
Yes.
Akrita Kaur.
Wait. Loknath.
Harshita Verma. Imli Senla Longkumar. Imli Senla Longkumar. Pula Dinesh.
Wait.
Pula Dinesh. Athira. And the ISL interpreters, Anit.
Wait. Let me record my time.
Okay.
This team has been working on the floor, and they are my go-to team. They are all-rounder team. Anything that I want them to do, they are ready to do. Right from wiping off tea from the desk to, getting tissue paper to doing anything that we want them on this floor. So a special round of applause.
Okay. There are two more names, P. Sai Charan and Mariam Chaudhary from Mass Communication.
Harshita Verma has come. Can we have Harshita Verma?
Yes.
First, let us complete.
Okay, yeah, media team. And this is one of the best media persons, very silent, working from behind. And he never let us know where he is, but the work got done. And I sincerely place on record my appreciation for all the work that you're doing.
Mariam Chaudhary.
So thank you so much. Harshita Verma.
Kirtana, Anita and Mohammed.
My baby of this house. So she's more like my daughter, so I'm really happy.
Give to Apas. So these are sign language interpreters.
Sign language interpreters.
Okay.
Can we call upon
Kirtana,
yeah.
Anita and Mohammed.
Yeah, next.
Kirtana, Anita. Yes, Anita. OMA Shanker. This is Adam. And Mohammed.
I particularly thank this team because whenever I have a workshop, I make sure that they are always here. So because I do not know a person who might be there who might want to access the contents of this workshop, and because we do not have a sign language interpreter, they are missing out on what's happening within the classroom. So, and even if I just give them 1 or 2 days notice, they never say no to me. They're always open, ever happy, ever cheerful, ever contributory. So thank you so much for being here. Next.
Yes, now the names of active participants.
Oh, actually, you're going by that line.
Yes, OMA Shanker,
OMA Shanker.
OMA Singer,
You want to sing? I always call him Naughty OMA Shanker. He's also an all-rounder. Thank you.
next Srinivas, K. Anil Kumar. All are active participants.
Anil Kumar.
Raghu. Priyadarshini.
Yes. Yes.
Priyadarshini. Raju. Samir. Next is Sangameshwar. Apurva Singh.
Yeah.
Huh? Where is he?
Raju.
Where is it? Okay, Raju's certificate. Okay, okay. Irshad Ahmed.
Shama Alam. Shama Alam. V. Sham Sundar Nayak.
Yes, it's going on like this.
Come forward. Few more steps. Come forward. Turn around. Yes, you got me. Here.
Hema Malini, next. Hema Malini.
So we took my instructions really seriously, and I'm glad that he's taking this certificate and BDI person experiencing how they feel. I'm happy now. Try and get back. No. Okay, get back to your seats and then remove. Okay?
Hema Malini CP.
Yes, Hema Malini
Hema
CP.
Malini is on her way. Yes, come forward. A few more steps. Thank you so much. Now slowly get back to your seat. Don't get hurt. Don't hurt people.
S. Alisha Kumari.
Alisha Kumari.
Munim Ahmed.
After you have gotten back to your seats, once your certificates are taken, please return the blindfold. Thank you so much. Please return the blindfold and the sticks because they belong to our friends here.
Yes, next.
Just loan the stick, so it's not for you to take it home.
Prem from EFL University.
Yes, come forward. We also have your certificate contents printed in braille. Right? So thank you very much for being a part of our work.
Mohammad Safiq. Abdul Wahid Rana. Sivaraj.
Oh, Sivaraj is going to take some time. Come forward slowly. There might be a step. Come forward. More forward. Few more steps. One more. Turn around. Right.
Athira. Anusha.
I'm happy to give this to Athira because she happens to be the only student from our department to come here.
Pooja Kumari. Priya or Pooja Kumari?
This is Priya written here.
Okay. What is your name? Priya or Pooja? Pooja.
Is there a Priya Kumari in this room?
You, for the timing, you give her this one. Okay.
We'll correct it after.
Sheetal.
Sheetal. You're the cloud leader.
Lakshmi Narayan is not there.
B. Chaitra.
Look at that naughty bunch. Yes.
K. Harshita. Suresh.
Yes.
Kamle Suresh.
Okay.
Mehboob Mujawar.
Ma'am.
And the other names.
In absence of him,
Okay. You take from one. Yes. I'll put it in. Okay. Then P. Glory Manjula.
Glory Manjula.
P. Glory Manjula.
Assistant.
Come this way. By a distance.
Hanamant. Joylyn K. Joseph.
Even though she had a 2-year-old kid, that did not stop her from participating and being here. Ashish Singh.
Oh yes, where is he?
My former student from my department.
Anusha.
And I taught him English in his MA course, so thank you and it's great having you back.
Anusha.
Anusha or MA Education?
I'll just tell the name. You.
Thank you so much.
Give this. Hemanta Fukan. Hemanta. Just give him this one. Yes, just give one for now. বেলেগ এখন দিছোঁ ভালো এনিমেল অফিচৰ সেইখনে লৈ লোৱা নাম বেলেগৰ আছে দিছ ইজ ফৰ হেমন্ত এইখনে লৈ ল'বা তাত মানে নাচি লাগে ইউ গিভ টু হেমন্ত হামান Suchi.
Okay.
Hemanta Fukan.
Okay.
Then Rakesh.
Hemanta Fukan. Behind the scene person. Okay. Prashant. Here. Thank you for being here.
For Rakesh Anna and Sandeep Anna.
Okay.
And one more.
Right. And one. Now I call upon another very important team that has been working day in and day out for the BVI community, but who haven't got that kind of a showcasing or a recognition of the kind of for the kind of work that they do. Always selfless, always available for any kind of work. They are like my brothers. I can call them at any point of time for any kind of work. So I have this team who helps and who works in the BVI resource room. So Sandeep Reddy is one person who's like Rakesh and Narendra. Sandeep. So I must place on record my appreciation and gratefulness for the kind of selfless help that they bring in and the kind of individuals that they are. So I'm very proud to be associated with them. Rakesh. This is also another brother that I have integrated. So if I have anything, I can always ask them. They're ever ready to help me with any kind of thing. So special appreciation for this team. Narendra. Particular appreciation for him also. Thank you so much, Narendra.
And Lakshmi Narayan.
Lakshmi Narayan. I'm sorry, we forgot you. So, okay, Lakshmi Narayana, come. Lakshmi Narayana has been my student a few years ago, and I taught him, and I'm glad he's come back and he's developed into this thoughtful individual who does a lot of work. I see him very active on Facebook, and I'm really proud to have taught him, and I'm sure he's going to become a greater individual in times to come.
Thank you.
So take this, Lakshmi Narayana. Thank you so much. Is it all done? And particular appreciation for my team members, Naji Barua and Prakash Kumar. And the CIS staff, right from director to the office staff to the helping staff, because I don't make that distinction, that hierarchy doesn't exist in my mind. So I'm going to say the entire staff of CIS, beginning from the director to whoever names I do not know. So to all of them, I extend my heartfelt thanks. And my thanks are due to the Vice Chancellor of this university and the admin to help me, whoever has helped me from behind the screens and on the floor, all of them, from the admin, right from the Vice Chancellor to my department and to all the people on the university soil. So a big thanks to all of them. And finally, a big thanks to the British Council who has made this possible for us, for allowing us to conduct such a workshop and such a study. A great thanks are due to them. And And let us not think of this workshop as mine or yours, it's all of us. So it is our workshop. And of course, I think you had a good lunch yesterday and today, so thanks to the lunch team as well. If I've forgotten somebody, thanks to them as well. So thank you so much. Have a great time. Please give back the sticks and blindfolds. And please do stay active on the WhatsApp group. Do not exit. Let's continue this dialogue further. We might have more opportunities. So let's not, exit from there. Let's continue the process and keep contributing. Is that all right? Yes. Thank you so much. Been great.
अभी तो 4:30 ही हुआ है ना। 5 बजे तक तो आने को आधा घंटा और